Well, good morning. I'm Pastor Steve of the Word Christian Fellowship. It's good to see you here with me this morning. It's Tuesday morning, the 9th of September. Sorry I missed you yesterday. I was kind of under the weather and didn't get to do a devotional, but I'm glad to be back this morning. I want to talk about serving God. In Exodus 18:14, it says, "When Moses' father-in-law saw that all he did for the people, he said, 'What is this thing that you are doing? Why do you sit alone? And all the people stand before you from morning until evening.'" In our zeal sometimes to please God, to see His kingdom advance, we often take on responsibilities that God never intended us to have. One of the great challenges of the Christian life is determining what God does not want us to do. Now, our intentions can be admirable. We love God, we love His people, and we see many needs around us. But sometimes our good intentions can cause more harm than good. See, Moses was aware of the need for someone to settle the disputes amongst the Israelites. They needed someone who had to help these former slaves learn how to live together as the people of God. So Moses took it upon himself to meet all these needs. So there were long lines of unhappy people hoping to have their cases heard that stood before Moses each day, and he spent day after day carrying the weight of the nation's problem on his shoulders by himself. Finally, his father-in-law, who was an outsider, witnessed what Moses was doing, and he challenged the wisdom of his actions. Moses was taking on more than he could handle, as we often do. He was wearing himself out, trying to do what was impossible for one person, and in doing this service, Moses was robbing others of the opportunity to serve the Lord. He was doing a disservice to his people who otherwise could have had their issues resolved much sooner. So, what do? When we become aware of a need, don't automatically assume God wants you to meet it. The only reason to perform ministry is that God clearly tells you it is His will. If you're feeling overwhelmed by what you're doing, you're probably doing more than God has asked you to do. Pray carefully about the assignments so that you don't rob yourself and others of God's best. There are a lot of things that my church gets involved in that I don't get involved in. Others are doing them. I don't need to do them. I don't need to preach the gospel and care for the people. That's what God gave me to do. Do what God gave you to do. Somebody else will pick up the slack in other areas. It's not up to you to meet every need. I hope this helps you. I hope you have a good day, and I hope God blesses you. See you tomorrow. Be well, friends.